Hello everyone, welcome back to Chinda DIY, and today's video I'll be showing you how to crochet a popcorn bag. It is really easy pattern and friendly for beginners. For this bag, it's just 2 row repeat and made out of 3 pieces and attach them together. For the crossbody bag, I use chunky yarn, and for the small shoulder bag, I use cotton DK yarn. Okay, now let's get into the video. For this both bag, I use the same pattern. It's just different the type and the size of the yarn. And here is the measurement of the big crossbody bag. And this is the measurement of the small shoulder bag. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna use DK yarn and crochet 2 threads together. And I crochet with 4.5mm hook. And for the big bag, I use chunky yarn. As you can see, it's really thick, but it's lightweight. And I crochet the crossbody bag with 6.5mm hook. To begin, make a slip knot. And chain 23. For the number of these foundation chains, it is for both bags. But if you guys use the thin thread and want the bag more bigger, you can add more chains. Make sure that your foundation chains is the odd number. And after you got 23 chains, and next add 2 more chains. It is for the turning stitch. Then for row 1, skip 2 chains. And make double crochet 3 together into the 3rd chain. To make double crochet 3 together, yarn over, insert the hook into the loop, yarn over and pull up a loop. And now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And now you have 2 loops on your hook. Then yarn over and insert the hook into the same loop, yarn over and pull up a loop. Then yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And now you have 3 loops on the hook. If you use the chunky yarn, you only make double crochet 2 together. For the chunky yarn, after you got 3 loops on the hook, then you can yarn over and pull through all the loops. And if you use the thin thread like in this video, you can continue add 1 more double crochet into the same loop. And now you must have 3 double crochet with 4 loops on the hook. Then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. And this is how we make double crochet 3 together in the same loop. And next, make single crochet into the next chain. To make single crochet, insert the hook into the loop, yarn over and pull up a loop. And now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. Then make another single crochet into the next chain. And after you have made 2 single crochet, then we are going to make double crochet 3 together into the next chain. For this stitch, we call popcorn stitch or bubble stitch. After you have made a popcorn stitch, then make single crochet into the next 2 chains. Keep repeating this until you have 1 last stitch, then I will meet you back again. After you have made a popcorn stitch, and now you must have one last stitch, then make single crochet into this last stitch. You must end with a single crochet, and this is what the first row looks like. And next, for row 2, chain 2. Turn your work, and then we are going to make increase by make 2 single crochet into the same loop that near chain 2. After you got 2 stitches in the same loop, then make another increasing stitch into the next stitch, which is the popcorn stitch, by make 2 single crochet in the same loop. After you have made 2 stitches in the same loop, and now you must have 2 increasing stitches, then continue make single crochet into each stitch. As you can see, this is the single crochet stitch. Keep making single crochet into single crochet stitch of the row below. And into the popcorn stitch until you have one last stitch, then we meet you back again. And after you have one last stitch, which is the popcorn stitch, then we are going to make increase by make 2 single crochet in the same loop. After you have made 2 single crochet in the same loop, then make another increasing stitch into this chain 2 that we have skipped at the beginning of the row. You can see this big loop between chain 2 stitch and popcorn stitch, and you just make 2 single crochet into that loop. For the last stitch, you have to pull the yarn a little bit longer. After you have made 2 stitches into the chain 2 stitch, for the next row we are going to make the popcorn stitch. For row 3, chain 2. Turn your work, then make popcorn stitch into the stitch near chain 2 by make double crochet 3 together into the same loop. After you have made popcorn stitch, then make single crochet into the next 2 stitches. Keep repeating this by make 2 single crochet and then popcorn stitch until you have one last stitch, then I will meet you back again. And after you have one last stitch, then we are going to make popcorn stitch. After you have made popcorn stitch, then make a single crochet into the chain 2 stitch of the row below. For the popcorn row, you must end with a single crochet. And next, for row 4, please repeat row 2. We are going to make increasing stitch again. Next, for row 5, please repeat row 3. We are going to make the popcorn stitch. For the increasing part, you can stretch the stitch a little bit, and the popcorn stitch, it should look on top of each other like this. Next, for row 6, we are not going to make increase anymore. Just make a normal single crochet row by single crochet into each stitch until the end of the row. For the last stitch of the single crochet row, you must end the stitch on top of the popcorn stitch. And for the next row, we are going to keep repeating row 5 and row 6. It means that you have to make one row with popcorn stitch and one row with single crochet stitch until you reach row 19. Then we meet you back again. And this is what it looks like after you reach row 19. For the big bag, I only made 15 rows. If you guys want your bag more longer, you just add more rows by repeat row 5 and row 6. And next, we are going to make the curved part of the bag. To begin, count 2 popcorn stitches from the corner and use stitch marker to mark at the 3rd popcorn stitch. For the big bag, you also count the same number. Then count the same number to the other side. And next, continue from where your last stitch is. For row 20, chain 1, turn your work, single crochet into each stitch until you have 3 last stitches from the stitch marker. Then I will meet you back again. And after you have 3 last stitches from the stitch marker, then we are going to make decrease by making single crochet 3 stitches together. To make single crochet decrease, insert the hook into the loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, and now you have 2 loops on your hook. Then continue insert the hook into the next loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, and now you have 3 loops on the hook. Then continue insert the hook into the last loop, which is where we use stitch marker to mark, yarn over and pull up a loop, and now you have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. And this is how we make decrease single crochet 3 stitches together. Next, for row 21, chain 2, turn your work, then skip 1 stitch that near chain 2 and make the popcorn stitch into the next stitch. After you have made a popcorn stitch, then single crochet into the next 2 stitches. After you have made 2 single crochet, then make a popcorn stitch. And then make a single crochet into this last stitch. And next, for row 22, please repeat row 20. By chain 1, turn your work, single crochet into each stitch until you have 3 last stitches. Then make decrease by making single crochet 3 stitches together. And next, for row 23, chain 2, turn your work, skip one stitch that near chain 2, and make the popcorn stitch. Then make single crochet into the last stitch. And next, for row 24, chain 1, turn your work, and make decrease by make single crochet 2 stitches together, as you can see. And now I only have 2 stitches left, and then make single crochet decrease 2 stitches together. Chain 1 and cut off the yarn. And this is what the curved part looks like. And next, we are going to make the left part by start working from the stitch marker. To begin, attach the yarn into the stitch that you mark, which is the third popcorn stitch. For row 1, chain 1, and we are going to make decrease by making single crochet 3 stitches together. Insert the hook into the same loop with chain 1. And continue insert the hook into the next 2 stitches. After you have made decrease, then continue make single crochet into each stitch until you reach the end of the row. Then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, which is the popcorn stitch, then we are going to add one more single crochet into this chain 2 stitch. And this is what the first row looks like. Next, for row 2, chain 2, turn your work, skip one stitch that near chain 2, and make the popcorn stitch into the next stitch. After you have made a popcorn stitch, then make single crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then make a popcorn stitch. And make single crochet into the last stitch. Next, for row 3, chain 1, turn your work, skip one stitch that near chain 1, then make decrease by make single crochet 3 stitches together. After you have made decrease, then single crochet into the popcorn stitch. After you have made single crochet into the popcorn stitch, then add one more single crochet into the chain 2 stitch. Next, for row 4, chain 2, turn your work, skip one stitch that near chain 2, and make the popcorn stitch into the next stitch. and then make single crochet into the last stitch, which is the decreasing stitch. And next, for row 5, chain 1, turn your work. Skip one stitch that near chain 1 and make decrease by make single crochet 2 stitches together. You just insert the hook into the popcorn stitch, then continue insert the hook into the chain 2 stitch, yarn over and pull through all the loops, then chain 1 and cut off the yarn. And this is what it looks like. For the left part, it's a little bit curved inside. You have to stretch this stitch. And now we are done for both sides. Next, we are going to make single crochet into this edge as the border. To begin, attach the yarn into the chain 2 stitch, which is beside the decreasing stitch. Then chain 1, then make single crochet into decreasing stitch. And then continue make single crochet into each loop as you can see. And you can see here it is the decreasing stitch. You have to make 2 single crochet into this decreasing stitch. You just keep making single crochet into each loop until you reach the stitch marker. And after I reach the stitch marker, in total I have 10 stitches. So for the other side, you also make 10 stitches the same. And next, continue make single crochet into this single crochet stitch and into the popcorn stitch until you reach the other side curved part. Then we meet you back again. After you reach the stitch near stitch marker, then remove the stitch marker and make 2 single crochet into that loop. After you have made 2 single crochet in the same loop, then make another 2 single crochet in the next loop. After you got 2 stitches in the same loop, then make a single crochet into the next loop, which is the popcorn stitch, and then make 2 single crochet into this decreasing stitch. After you have made 2 stitches in the same loop, then make another 2 stitches in the next loop, which is the popcorn stitch. After you have made 2 stitches in the same loop, and now start counting the number of the stitches from the corner, which is where we made 2 single crochet in the same loop. And now I have 9 stitches. Then you need to add 1 more single crochet into the last stitch, which is the decreasing stitch. Then chain 1 and cut off the yarn. For both sides at the curved part, you must have the same number of the stitches because we want the curved part look even. And next, please repeat the same thing to the other side. And after you have made both sides of the bag, and next we are going to make the strap. To begin, make a slip knot. And chain 5. For the big bag, we made the same number of the foundation chains. After you got 5 chains, then add 2 more chains. Next, for row 1, we are going to make the popcorn stitch by skip 2 chains and make the popcorn stitch into the 3rd chain. Then make single crochet into the next 2 chains. And make another popcorn stitch. And then make a single crochet into the last chain. And as you can see, you have 2 popcorn stitches. Next, for row 2, chain 1, turn your work and make single crochet into each stitch until the end of the row. After you reach the end of the row, next we are going to make the popcorn stitch. By chain 2, turn your work and make the popcorn stitch into the stitch near chain 2. Then make 2 single crochet. And then make a popcorn stitch into the next stitch. And then make single crochet into the last stitch. For the next row, you just keep repeating row 2 and row 3 until you reach row 17. And this is how you can get the measurement from your bag. Start counting from the first popcorn row until you reach the corner of the bag. I have 9 popcorn rows, and for the 3 popcorn rows at the curved part, it is counted as the bag base, so it's not included. And this is what it looks like after you reach row 17. You must have 9 popcorn rows. And next, we are going to make increase to make the back base more bigger. As you can see, this is the back base. Next, continue from where your last stitch is for row 18, chain 1, turn your work, and make increase by make 2 single crochet into the same loop. After you have made 2 single crochet in the same loop, then continue make single crochet into each stitch until the end of the row. Then we meet you back again. And after you have made single crochet into the popcorn stitch, then we are going to make increase into the chain 2 stitch by make 2 single crochet into the same loop. After you got 2 stitches in the same loop, and this is what it looks like, you must have 8 stitches in total. Next, for row 19, chain 2. Turn your work and make the popcorn stitch into the stitch near chain 2. Then make 2 single crochet. And repeat this until you reach the end of the row. After you have ended with a single crochet, for the next row, please keep repeating row 2 and row 3 until you reach row 49. So start from row 19 until row 49, you just make normal row, no increase. And this is how you can get your back base measurement. You just start counting from the first corner, which is the curved part of the 3 popcorn rows. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 popcorn stitches or 12 popcorn rows, and all you need to do is add 2 more popcorn rows. In total, you must have 14 popcorn rows for the back base. Then we meet you back again. And this is what it looks like after you reach row 49. As you can see, I have 14 popcorn rows. And next, we are going to make decrease to make it look smaller again. Continue from where your last stitch is for row 50, chain 1. Turn your work and make decrease by make single crochet 2 stitches together. After you have made decrease, then continue make single crochet into each stitch until you have 2 last stitches. Then we meet you back again. And after you have 2 last stitches, then make decrease again. After you have made decrease, next for row 51, chain 2, turn your work, Skip one stitch that near chain 2 and make the popcorn stitch into the next stitch. And then make 2 single crochets. And then make another popcorn stitch into the next stitch. And next, make single crochet into the last stitch. And for the next row, you just keep repeating the same thing like row 2 and row 3 until you reach row 119. It is for the small bag. And for the big bag, you have to make 125 rows. Then we meet to back again. And this is what the strap looks like after you reach row 119. Count 9 rows of the popcorn stitch from where we made the crease and then mark it. For the measurement from the last row until the stitch that you mark, it is equal 16 inches length. And this is what the frame of the bag should look like. Next, turn the strap wrong side out and we are going to connect the strap together. To begin, continue insert the hook into the first side and pull the yarn through the loop. Then chain 1, and we are going to make single crochet both sides together by just insert the hook into both sides loop. Yarn over and pull through both loops. And now you have 2 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Keep repeating this into each single crochet stitch and each popcorn stitch until the end of the row, then we meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, then chain 1 and cut off the yarn. For the remaining yarn, you can use the hook to weave in. And this is what the right side looks like. It looks seamless. And next, turn both pieces wrong side out and we are going to attach the side of the bag with the strap. To begin, insert the hook into the stitch that near we have attached the strap together, and then continue insert the hook into the corner stitch, which is the single crochet stitch, and then attach the yarn into both pieces. And next, chain 1. Then make single crochet both sides together by insert the hook into this chain 2 stitch that near the popcorn stitch. And then continue insert the hook into the other side stitch, which is the chain 2 stitch or the single crochet stitch that near the popcorn stitch. After you have made single crochet the popcorn rows together, then you have to insert the hook into this loop, which is the single crochet row. Remember, you have to attach single crochet row with single crochet row and popcorn row with popcorn row. And this is what it looks like on the right side. You can see the popcorn rows stay with the popcorn rows. Keep repeating this until you reach the curved part, then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the curved part, you still keep repeating by attach the popcorn row with popcorn row and single crochet row with single crochet row. So at the increasing stitch, you have to make 2 stitches into that row, which is the single crochet row that we may increase. As you can see, the part where we may increase or decrease, place with the curved part of the 3 popcorn rolls. And as you can see, this is the bottom part of the bag, which is where we start making the bag. And as you can see, this is the 2 single crochet stitches between the popcorn stitch. So you have to count it as 1 stitch or as a single crochet row, because we want to place the single crochet row with single crochet row and the popcorn row with popcorn row. This is the loop where you have to insert the hook through. So you just keep making single crochet both sides together until you reach the end of the row. Then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, then chain 1 and cut off the yarn. And this is what the seam of the wrong side of the stitch looks like. And this is what the right side looks like. And next, we are going to repeat the same thing to the other side. Turn both pieces wrong side out. And attach the yarn into the same row with the other side. Keep making single crochet both sides together into each stitch until the end of the row. Then I will meet you back again. And this is what it looks like after you have attached both pieces with the strap. Flip your bag right side out. And this is what the right side looks like. For how to attach the zip into the bag, I'm gonna show you in the next video. And now your popcorn bag is done. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to click like and leave a positive comment down below. Subscribe to my channel and don't forget to follow me on my social medias. Stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.